That's bad.
Alright, we just made it out here to US 131 for probably the last test and tune of the year. We got Jack out here, went through him. Hopefully we got everything buttoned up. And today our goal is really to see if we can get a 9 out of it. It has been bottom 10s a bunch now, so if we can just piece together our best front half with our best back half, we should be able to get a 9. But you know how Jack is. He puts up a fight pretty much every time. But the weather's good. Track seems to be good. People are making some good passes. So we're gonna let the truck warm up a little bit, go get teched in, and then probably hit the lanes.
Sounds like the starter is still running.
Oh. You might just be hearing the air tank.
What?
You might be hearing the air tank. back in the pits with Jack. Had to stop and get some food real quick. But all things considered, it did pretty decent. I went 10.5 at 130. I expected a lot more mile an hour, like 138, 139. Okay. Cut a 07 light, 168 60 foot, which seems pretty slow. 686 to the 8th, 105 is way down. I think last time we went like 112, 113, something like that. And at Ubley the other day, we had a 2.0 60 foot just because of like messing up, and then still went 7.0 to the 8th. So yeah, we're down a bunch. And then 10.59 at 130. Hopefully you guys can see that. So something's up for sure. We did get a data log this time. When the truck launched, I thought like maybe he lifted his throttle for a split second because you can hear it kind of like wah, and I was like, man, that's kind of whatever, but I still expected it to mile an hour a whole lot more. So looking at the data log, this might be kind of hard for you guys to see. It only left on, like, all through this is only 3 pounds of boost, which this thing has been making 7-8 pounds of boost pretty consistently. And then this green light here is our trans brake signal. So when that's on, our trans brake and the button is on. So he left at 4,000 RPM even, 3.2 pounds of boost. The RPMs start to climb pretty quick, and then for whatever reason, it sees the trans brake signal again. And when it does that, it goes to a 4,000 RPM limiter. So that dropped it back down. So that's what our little stumble was off the line. And then all through here, it took entire first gear to make boost. So at the top of first, we're just now cresting 19 pounds. Throughout basically the whole run, it held, give or take, 20-21 pounds of boost. I think out the back we were at 22. So we're going to look for some loose wires to see maybe his finger just grazed the button, and thankfully it didn't engage the trans brake. But we need to figure out what made it cut the RPM at the launch, and then I'm going to turn the boost up a little bit out the back to 25, 26, and see how it does there. The truck's getting hot though, so fingers crossed we didn't hurt a head gasket or anything. We're pressurizing the cooling system. The oil pressure is down slightly, which makes me a little uncomfortable, but last test and tune of the year, just hopefully we don't mess up the track for anybody else is really my main priority, and then obviously getting that 999 would be nice. So I'm going to mess with things a little bit here, and then we'll send it back to the lanes. Alright, well, we found our boost issue. Here, watch out for a second. It melted the vacuum line right to the top of the wastegate.
Wish I had line with me.
Do you have electrical tape?
Yeah.
We could just tape the shit out of it for right now just to try and seal it up. Alright. Trans brake test. Yeah, huh. Alright. Well, turned off, I'll look at it.
Spinning now.
Yeah. Yeah, so let me see it. So another thing we just discovered is the turbo. You guys probably can't see, but the turbo is pretty hard to spin right now, which is why it's not making any boost on the trans brake. Well, I mean, try to make one more pass and just see what it does. It'll leave kind of like a pig, but
I don't know why they're not running much.
probably oil downs or something. I guess we're good to go. This time it's either gonna run a 9, spin, or blow up.
boost set at?
28, 27, 28. Huh.
It's like, what the fuck?
Alright, well, unfortunately, that is going to do it for today's video. It's bittersweet, because it's like, on one hand, it's nice that we're at a place with Jack where we're disappointed with a mid-10, considering where the truck started. When the first time we ever bought it here, we went 17.2, something like that. And we got it into the 16s, and 15s, 14s, 13s, 12s, 11s. Actually, I think we skipped 11. I think we went from 12s to 10s. We got our 11 today, though. We're having an issue where it's very slow to spool, and we showed you that the turbo is kind of hard to spin now. And I think that's part of why it's 60 footing and 330ing and even 8th miling pretty bad, because it doesn't get above like 1500 RPM or 15 pounds of boost until probably 400 feet, if I'm guessing, just guessing off the data log. So it's basically just a super slow, like dirt road boost ramp that it's not making 20 pounds until after the 1-2 shift. So that is a bummer. We're thinking about making a gear change in the truck, but like I said, it's the last test and tune of the year. It's going to start getting cold next week, so there's probably not a whole lot left for us to do this year unless we were to go down south, which isn't very likely. So yeah, bittersweet. He did get a hell of a reaction time on his first one, 0.07. I think that's the best with this truck. So yeah, basically we fixed the turbo. I think what happened to the turbo is the oil got, because the truck's been running pretty hot the last few times we've taken it out. I don't know if we hurt a head gasket or what we did, but I think the oil might have gotten really hot, got really thinned out, and maybe just those bearings touched or something like that in the turbo, which is making it a little bit harder to spin. So yeah, I think we get the turbo figured out and figure out the overheating issue that we've had the last couple times, and this thing should go 9s, which would be thrilling for what this truck is. I would like to make a cam change at some point over the winter. I don't know if we will, but like a cam change, a gear change, and maybe a different turbo, because this is the Force Performance 85. We'll see. We're gonna get the truck loaded up and head back home. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing, clicking that bell to get notifications. I'll see you next time.